when the sun sets over the horizon, something strange happens on Saturn's largest moon, Titan. It glows, and it's not just any color. It seems almost eerily familiar to us here on Earth. An orange, red-tinged glow that has puzzled scientists since we first noticed it more than a decade ago. Of course, we can't just pop over to Titan to investigate this phenomenon. The moon is around 1.6 billion kilometers from Earth. So, when the Cassini spacecraft passed by Titan in 2018 to capture these images, we were pretty excited. In 2004, another spacecraft called the Huygens probe landed on Titan and took measurements of the atmosphere. It found that the air was full of tiny particles of ice, so small they were called aerosols. These aerosols were thought to be responsible for the orange haze that always surrounds Titan. They are a form of ice that is more complex and has a different structure than the stuff we used to hear on Earth. Scientists think this unusual ice is what's responsible for Titan's mysterious glow. Now we just need to get back to the drawing board and figure out how to get there. And because it only happens when the sun goes down, that's probably why we didn't notice it before. For more videos of Cosmos in a minute, follow our channel. On this Space Oddity, I'll tell you what we think is behind Titan's mysterious glow, and what secrets about our solar system it might reveal. Well, one theory is that Titan's atmosphere is basically a time capsule, preserving material from the early days of the solar system that would have been around before Earth formed. Studying it could help us understand how life may have begun here on Earth, or maybe even where life might exist elsewhere in the universe. That's because the organic material on Titan is thought to be a building block of life, the kind of stuff that can form amino acids and proteins. But there was one thing that made no sense. The moon was in full sunlight when the pictures were taken. Shouldn't have been dark for the glow to be visible. And yet, there it was, shining brightly against the dark side of the moon, which should have been impossible. The photos showed a large area of Titan's surface glowing a brilliant orange. It took a while to figure out what was going on, but scientists eventually discovered that they had a clue all along. But when scientists looked at the chemical composition of the aerosols, they found something else. They contained a lot of organic material, too much to be just regular ice. And that gave them a clue as to what was really happening on Titan. You see, when the sun goes down on Titan, the temperature on the surface drops dramatically. It can go from around 30 degrees Celsius down to minus 180 degrees Celsius. And when the temperatures change that much and that quickly, something interesting happens with the aerosols. They undergo a process called deposition, where they change from a gas to a solid and stick to the surface of particles already on the ground. And because there's so much organic material in Titan's atmosphere, the deposits aren't just regular ice. So what does this tell us about our solar system, and the fact that it's able to preserve in such large quantities on Titan? Well, that gives us hope that we might find similar things on other moons and planets that could potentially be habitable. This has been Titan's mysterious glow. What secrets lurk at dusk and dawn?